There's a Man in the Middle by Craig Markey. Today I'm going to be talking about how to pick electronic locks using TCP Sequence Prediction. The original poster of this information is Ricky Lawshae, a network technician for the Texas State University. This video is from Defcon 17 back in 2009. This is not my own work, it is a summary of the findings of Ricky's video. I am also not responsible for any actions by any individuals who have viewed this presentation. Normal security exploits on door controllers are usually used either through RFIDs, which are radio frequency identification chips that allow authentication of users through close proximity. A mag strip is usually on the back of a card that stores data about a user via magnetism. Another way to authenticate a user is through biometrics. Biometrics usually identify a user via their characteristics or traits. Their characteristic or traits can show either through retinal scanner, palm scanner, or fingerprint scanner. Due to usage of network access, more focus is being put on the controller itself compared to the database. With little to no security due to lack of encryption, persistent TCP sessions, and predictable sequencing numbering, it is easier to do these attacks than through going through the database. Door controllers are connected to the database via TCP/IP over the network. A client program is usually used to make changes to the database which propagate to the door controllers. These door controllers are monitored remotely, and commands can be sent to lock and unlock at any time. The process is usually simple. The client sends a command to the door. First, the client sends an open or close command to the database. The database authenticates the user and creates a log. The log shows what user opened what door at what time. The database, after creating the log, then sends the unlock or lock command to the proper door controller, and the door responds to the command. When attacking, the client still sends the open or close command to the database, and the database still creates a log authenticating the user and showing which door they open and at what time. Except when the database sends the command to the door controller, the attacker is able to intercept this command. Once the attacker intercepts the command, they can forward the command onto the door controller to make it appear as if nothing has even happened. The attacker now has the open/close command, so they are able to open or close a door at any time that they want. There are several pros to this attack. The attacker is between the database and the door controller. Because of this, it allows the attacker direct access to the door controller. Because the attacker has direct access to the door controller, no changes are made on the database. Because no changes are made, no logs are made, and no red flags can be sent up. The door controller sees this as regular traffic because it is sent from the attacker directly. The open commands normally start with the same hex value, so it is easy to predict the hex value and generate it. Sequence prediction is usually used to attack TCP sessions. TCP sessions are often predictable. This makes them easier to guess. Even though this is fixed in modern operating systems and applications, embedded systems can normally still be predicted. This diagram shows a TCP sequence. The attacker sees that the sequence increments by 30, therefore they send in another sequence that incremented by 30, and that is responded, but the sender sends in the same one, and the receiver says that it has already received that, so that you are able to just go on with the sequence numbers as if nothing has ever happened. Some fixes can be made to this. Because breaking authentication is not necessary to bypass network access, more protection is needed against network vulnerabilities. Some ways to fix this are to put separate LANs for users and separate LANs for the controller and the database. Another way to help find this attack is to monitor for man-in-the-middle attacks, which can be found by any unknown access or any unknown traffic. Several ways that vendors could help make this attack less susceptible is by making sequence numbers harder to guess or random. Another way is to encrypt the traffic when creating the program. These fixes should make it harder for hackers to access the door controller via the network in any other way. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you for watching.